In this section of the course, I'm going to be walking you through exactly how to navigate the Forex trading platform, which is otherwise known as the MetaTrader Forex trading platform. So without any further ado, let's dive right into it, shall we? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, the MetaTrader Forex trading platform is essentially your window to the global Forex markets, okay? So if you wanted to buy a currency pair or you wanted to sell a currency pair, because through your analysis, you've seen that the price of that currency pair is either going to rise or fall, and you want to take advantage of that and profit from it, well, this is the software you'll have to go through, and it has to be through your Forex trading broker. Okay, so in this case, it's going to be through the Hantech markets. So for example, once you've downloaded and installed this piece of software, which is going to be given to you by your broker, you're going to be greeted with a platform which would look exactly like what you're seeing on my screen now. Okay, so this platform, like I told you, is your window to the markets. So how do you work with this? Well, first things first, you would need to log into your trading account, and that's what I'm going to be walking you through. So in order to log into your trading account, all you need to do is to click on this Files tab, okay, in the navigation menu, and click on Log into Trade Account right here. Okay, so this information you're seeing here is actually going to be provided for you, is going to be provided to you by your broker, because when you open an account with a broker, they're going to give you your login, and that's essentially your account number. And they're also going to be giving you the password to that account and the server of that account. So once you get this information, you're just going to enter them into these fields. And once you're done with that, you click on login, and voila, just like that, you're going to be logged into your Forex trading platform. So you can see that I'm actually logged into a demo version of this Forex trading platform, which is provided by Hantech Markets. And I have a balance of $10,000 in this particular example. But you might also have an account with your broker, and whatever amount of money you deposit into that account is what is going to be reflected here. Okay, so we've gone over how to log into your account after you've received your login details from your broker. The next step in the process is for those of you who don't actually have an account, or for those of you who want to hone their skills, want to get a feel for how the broker's platform is, for those of you who want to trade demo, all you need to do is click on this Files tab, click on Open an Account, okay? And in this particular instance, all you need to do is to click on Demo, okay? Select this from the server options, select Hantech Markets Limited Demo, and click on Next. So if you want to open a brand new demo account, you need to click on Next, again, new demo account, okay? Once you've clicked on that, you are going to be prompted to enter your details. Details such as your full name, your email address, your phone number, and all of this data, and also your leverage, the leverage which you want your account to work with, okay? So once you're done with that, check this box which says I agree to subscribe to the newsletter, and then click on Next, and your demo account is going to be open. It's really as simple as that. Okay, so a quick recap. We've learned how to log into our trading accounts. We've also learned how to open and log into a demo account, okay, so that we can practice trading with play money before we actually dive in with real money if we want to. Now, the third step in the process is to teach you how to kind of navigate through the MetaTrader Forex trading platform. So what exactly do I mean? Well, immediately you download and install the platform, you're going to be greeted with something like this, which to most professional traders looks bland, okay? It looks generic. It's the default. So some traders actually don't like trading with this green bars, okay? And this black background or whatnot, okay? So you might want to customize this to your liking. And that's exactly what I'm going to be showing you how to do. So in this particular example, what you need to do to customize this chart to your liking is to simply maximize the chart if you want to, and then right click on the chart using your mouse, and then click on Properties, okay? So you can see that all of these options we have, all of these color options we have right here, they're actually options which are given to us by the platform. And when we change these colors, they're going to fit whatever we want our charts to look like. Personally, I prefer to see my charts with a white background, okay? So in that case, for this background color, I'm going to select white. And the foreground is going to be this number scales and the number scale on the y-axis and the time scale on the x-axis of the chart. So you can see that at the moment they're colored to white, and since I selected a white background, it's actually not going to show up clearly on the chart. So I need to show something that's going to put on something that's going to contrast that color. So I'm going to select black in this instance. Okay, so we now have our chart foreground as black, and you can see that it's showing here. Now we would select the color of our grid, but I don't like trading with grid. Grids are simply this check boxes you're seeing on the charts right now. So we will need to take it off. In order to take it off, all you need to do is to click on this common tab and then uncheck this setting. Okay, once you're done with that, you're going to come back to the colors tab. And for my bar up, which simply means bull candles, okay, candles that go up in value over time, I'm going to be selecting black, the color black. And for my bar down, I'm going to be selecting the same thing, black, because this is just the outline of the candles, just like you can see in the preview window here. Okay, but for my actual bull candles, I'm going to be going with something like white in this example. You can select green. Okay, if you want, you can select green. You can select whatever you want. Or let's just go with green. Let's just go with green, okay? So green simply means it went up. The price of the candle is for that time period was actually a bullish candlestick. It opened lower than the price it closed at, okay? And the opposite, which is the bear candle, is what we're going to be customizing now. I'm going to be selecting the color red for that. So you can see already from the previews tab, our chart is beginning to look more appealing to the eyes. Okay, immediately we see a red candle, we know price went down. Immediately we see a green candle, we know that for the time period we are analyzing, or the time period which we are looking at, the price actually increased. So we've selected all of these settings. If you want to select this color for your line graph, well, you could do that right here. I'm just going to leave the rest as is because we basically don't need them. And once we're done with this, click on OK. And just like that, you can see that this is what our chart now looks like. So when we contrast this with the charts to our side, you can see that this looks more visually appealing. And this is personally my taste, okay? I like the white background. You might want the black or whatever. But the process I've shown you here is the exact process you can use to customize your charts, okay? So enough with the chart customizations now. The next thing I'm going to be showing you how to do is to actually add technical indicators onto your price chart. So in this particular example, let's assume that you've learned how to trade using moving averages or the RSI indicator, okay? And you want to add that indicator onto your price chart. How do you do that? Well, the simple way to do that inside MetaTrader is to click on the Insert tab right here. And once you've clicked on this, you now navigate, hover your mouse's cursor over the Indicators tab, and this are a list of technical indicators you can select from. Okay, whichever one you want, just select it from this drop down menu and then click on it, and that's it. It will be added onto your chart after you put on the settings. So just to make this example more practical, let's go with the relative strength index oscillator. Okay, so I click on the relative strength index, and this is the default settings for the indicator. Okay, so once we have this default settings, if everything here is okay for you, you're okay with the 14 period, and you like the blue color for the indicator and all of these lines, all you need to do next is click on OK. And just like that, you can see that the indicator has been added onto our price chart. Okay, now this is how you go about adding. If you want to add a moving average, the same thing. Click on Insert. Okay, click on hover your mouse over the cursor over the Indicators tab. Go over the trend indicators category of technical indicators and select moving averages or whatever indicator you want, the Ichimoku Kinko Hill or whatever indicator you want to add. Okay, so that's that for that. The next thing I'm going to be showing you how to do is to use drawing tools inside MetaTrader. So what exactly are drawing tools? Well, drawing tools are simply things like your horizontal support and resistance line or your trend lines, okay, which help you to kind of analyze the market when it's trending and help you to draw chart patterns on your price charts. Okay, that's all drawing tools are. So in this particular example, if you wanted to add something like a trend line onto your price chart, okay, and wait for a trend line break to do whatever you want to do on the charts, well, you can see that this option right here is our trend line, and you can see it's already showing me draw trend line. So if you want to use the trend line, all you need to do is click on this draw trend line okay, this slanted line, and then come onto your charts and pick the points you want to draw your trend line with. Okay, in this particular example, the trend line is actually red. But if you want, and it's quite thin for my liking. So if you wanted to customize this trend line, you can also do that. Just right click on the charts, click on trend line properties, and then select whatever color you want. In this case, I'm going to be going with a black color, and I'm going to be going with a thick line so that my trend line is going to stand out on my price charts. Okay, so this is what my trend line is going to look like. Okay, and this is only for the trend line. But what if you learned how to trade using Fibonacci retracements, for example? Okay, so obviously this is an impulse move, and if we wanted to use the Fibonacci tool, all we would need to do is to draw from our peak high to our peak low, okay, and then keep a close eye on the retracements. But the problem here is that you can see that the Fibonacci tool, the Fibonacci retracement tool, is colored yellow, and my chart's background is actually white, so it's kind of hard to see. It's not contrasting enough so that I can see what the Fibonacci levels are in order for me to make actionable trading decisions. So what do I do in this case? Again, any indicator inside MetaTrader which you want to customize is as simple as double click on the indicator, right click on it, and then click on the indicator's properties. Okay, so in this case, the red dotted line which runs through this impulse wave which we drew is actually red. Okay, we can change that color to anything we want. I'm going to change it to black. And the Fibo levels, which are these yellow lines, they're not very clear for me. So all I need to do is to change it to something that's going to contrast with my current chart background color, which is going to be black. And that's going to make it much more easy for me to see the charts. Okay, so I'm just going to click on OK. And just like that, you can see that we have our Fibonacci tool on our chart. And at the moment, price seems to be rejected at a Fibonacci zone, the 61.8. Okay, so this is how you go about drawing these tools. Okay, let's assume you wanted to draw a shaded area on your chart, shaded areas of support and resistance. All you need to do is click on Insert, hover your mouse's cursor over Shapes, and then here you have a support line. You can choose to draw that support line here, but it's blue here and it's quite off on the chart. It's hard to see. Again, you might want to go with a color that's not going to be too loud like this. You might go with something like Gainsborough, okay? And that's it. You have your shaded area on your charts. This is, we could say this is an area of support. But what if you wanted to draw an area of resistance? Again, you can do the same thing, okay? Or here's a nifty little trick for you guys. Click on the tool you want to use and then hold on the control button and drag that tool with your mouse. And MT4 is automatically going to clone that tool for you. Okay, so you don't need to go and draw that tool again from scratch. Okay, so this is another option. That's one little hack for you. Okay, so let me clear the charts from all of the things we've cluttered it with right now. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be talking about before rounding up this particular video is time frames. Okay, so let's assume you're an intraday trader. You have all the time and you can trade on the 5-minute charts. So you have a strategy which is maybe an intraday trading strategy or scalping trading strategy, but it requires you to trade on the 5 minutes to 1 minute chart. How do you take advantage of this? Well, you would need to come to MetaTrader and toggle and select the time frame which is based on your strategy. So in this case, if you're trading with a 1 minute strategy, scalping strategy, you need to click on M1, okay? And this is simply your 1 minute chart. Okay, so once you click on this, you can see that it has updated the charts for us, and we now have our details. Okay, for the M1 chart. What if it was the 5 minutes? Again, the same thing. You click on the 5 minutes chart, and the data is actually loading. It's being downloaded onto the platform. Okay, so this is how you actually go about toggling time frames. Okay, so to do a quick recap of the things we've covered in this video, first thing, I actually showed you guys how to log into the MetaTrader Forex trading platform. And right after that, I showed you how to open an account, a demo account, if you don't have an account. I then showed you how to customize your charts. And right after that, I showed you how to add technical indicators onto your price chart, as well as how to use drawing tools on your charts. And last but not least, I showed you how to toggle the time frames of time frames which are in the MetaTrader Forex Trading Platform. Okay, so that's it for this video. I look to see you in the next one.